Yes, welcome back to Don't Gas the Badge. Don't know what was going on with the opening title there. It went a bit mad, but still, we keep it moving. Got JD with me. You saying JD?
Sir, all good, man. How's it going, bro?
Yeah, man. All good, bro. All good. We've got today a special guest. Got Larry from Real Arsenal Talk TV as well. Welcome, bro. How you doing, man?
How are you doing, boys? And thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to talk about the one and only Gooners.
We definitely will be talking about them, but probably not in the best light, unfortunately, today, which will please JD, I'm sure. But
Always.
I heard you earlier talking about Ipswich.
Oh, it's good,
Man, why so happy?
Well, I lived in Ipswich before I ever lived in London. That's my second team, isn't it? So.
So yeah, but what happened? I didn't see the results.
Oh no! Middlesbrough dropped points. Millwall lost, and Ipswich won, isn't it? So Ipswich are now, I think, maybe a point behind Middlesbrough, 2 games in hand, and
2 games in
yeah,
hand. Damn.
2 games in hand. Yeah, maybe a point or level with No. Oh yeah, no, Middlesbrough went back above them, innit? I did check the table earlier. So
Middlesbrough win today. The Middlesbrough play today as well.
Yeah, they drew 2-2 with Swansea. So if Ipswich win one or both of their games in hand, well, it's in their hands anyway. But it just makes everything a lot smoother, a lot easier, and we could see them back in the Premier League.
Winding Blunt up a lot.
Well, and do you know what? Do you know what it is, JD? Right, I am from Middlesbrough, and I am currently located in Middlesbrough. So that's a weird thing that you're Ipswich and Middlesbrough on the podcast. So, it's just weird, man. But I'm hoping obviously Middlesbrough make it through. So yeah.
Okay. It's looking like the playoffs right now, man.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be in because you never know. I think the playoffs are mad. When you think about it, you could finish 10 points plus behind the team you're playing in the playoffs and get promoted. That's crazy.
But the thing is, what Sunderland did that pretty much last season. Then they beat Sheffield United in the final. Sunderland were like way behind them. I mean, Sheffield United finished on 90+ points and lost in the final to Sunderland. So yeah, it can happen.
Yeah. You know what? I want to talk about this actually. Little pop topic that I was going to put in. That I haven't put it in the agenda, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Don't you think that we should do what they do in Germany and have a playoff for relegation as well? How much more exciting would that be?
No, I don't think so. It's not really exciting.
Why not?
Listen, because if you've gone through a league season, yeah, and you finished above that line, like the team below the line shouldn't have another opportunity to, it's not like playoffs for promotion. Like, okay, that's understandable, but like if you finish in a certain league position, you want to play someone else and possibly go down on one game when you finish over 38 games. Like that's
a bit hypocritical because I just said the same thing about the championship and you were for it. Whereas in the other way around, all you're doing is adding another line in. It's not like the line disappears.
No, it's
you just add another one and then
listen. If you finish like what is it, 3rd to 6th in the championship, you're in the playoffs. Top 2 go through, fine. 3rd to 6th playoffs, like that's just how it is. But like trying to introduce this new thing or whatever they do in Germany, nah. Because
let me ask you, Larry. Yeah, football's meant to be entertainment. Okay, would that not be more entertaining, in your opinion?
I think it would be, and I mean, especially this season. Imagine if they introduced that, like for this season, and and Spurs were down there. So I can understand why JD is opposed to it. I get it because he's talking about relegation teams. So, but yeah, it would honestly, it's a good idea because, like you said, it would be one extra team really added to it, and then it's like obviously they'll play themselves. And sort of hopefully one of them survives, or you can make it more interesting. You can add another 2 team sort of thing. But I like the idea of the championship for the Premier League, to be honest. I like that whole playoff sort of situation. I like somewhere in the Premier League there needs to be something like that, and it could be for the relegation, could be for Europe, for example. But it would make it more interesting. Of course, it would.
It's worked in Germany for years, and I think you go into the season knowing that if you finish there, that's what's going to happen. And you've got all season to make sure that doesn't happen. So I don't know how it would work, whether you would have too many teams in it or it would literally be 3rd from bottom versus 4th from bottom and they play each other in a one-off final and then whoever wins stays up.
I think you'd probably to make it more interesting, you probably have to add maybe one or two teams to the Premier League really for that to sort of make sense and for it to be more interesting. Because if it's only sort of one team at jeopardy sort of thing, I don't know, that just doesn't. I don't know, it just doesn't maybe add too much to the entertainment. But if you add maybe another team or two to the Premier League sort of ranking, like make it 22 teams, for example, then yeah, that could be something that they could introduce. But yeah, it's something I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with the way that the Premier League is, but something like entertainment value, yeah, why not?
JD's not having it. JD's not having it at all. I think, listen, don't let emotion get in the way of entertainment.
No, but listen, it's not emotion. It's nothing to do, and it's nothing to do with Tottenham. I'm talking generally because, okay, we're down there this season. I don't expect us to be down there again. If we do remain in the Premier League, like I'm pretty sure there's some changes at Tottenham anyway. So it's not something that I think will affect us personally.
A couple of comments. Eileen Barry, is that hello? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And is Arsenal playing tonight? No, not tonight. Tomorrow. And if you don't want to watch the game, I'm doing a watch along. So there we go. Got another one here as well. Is this best ever playing? Hi. Thanks for the comments. Keep them coming. We'll keep reading them out. So next topic is one that I didn't really want to have to cover, but unfortunately, this is where we are, isn't it? Will the City momentum stifle Arteta? Larry, I'm going to go to you first. I know we've been chatting a little bit in the group chat today, but do you see the City momentum kind of carrying City through to the end and kind of stifling Arteta? And the reason I say Arteta and not Arsenal is, for me, this group of players are good enough to do it. Sometimes these decisions make me worry. I'm not going to lie, like we saw on the weekend. So what are your thoughts on that?
Look, the short answer is, for me, is yes. But it's not just because, I'm afraid of what's just happened in the last two matches. This is 3-4 seasons on the bounce now. And it's this, okay, maybe this time we're further, we've got sort of we're at the top with more points in April, sort of beginning of April, which is a bit different to the other seasons. But I don't know. I mean, the last two matches that we played is just not filling me with confidence that the mentality is there. And I agree with what you're saying, by the way. It's not about the Arsenal squad. It's more down to the manager, because at the end of the day, he has to make these group of players sort of perform and go out there with an idea in mind. But I think against Pep, Arteta's sort of he's given him way too much respect. He's got this sort of like idol syndrome or whatever it is, that I don't know what word to put it under, but it just feels like every time he's starstruck almost. Every time he's next to Pep or he's playing Man City, he's always starstruck. It's like, oh my God, yeah, you are my guy. It's like, okay, that's fine, but you're not the assistant coach anymore. You are the manager, not coach, manager of Arsenal Football Club, like a direct rival to this man and to this club. So I feel, yeah, I haven't seen enough in the last, like I said, 3-4 seasons from Arteta's mindset to come to a different conclusion. This is the way that, unfortunately, I didn't want to have to say this, because I've always supported him. I've always obviously wanted him to do well. I've never been an Arteta out, and I still am not. But when it comes to Man City, I just feel they're a different mentality monster. They'll. Yeah, we're 9 points, but how long is that going to last? They've still got a game in hand, and the next game is Chelsea, I believe. I don't know how much Chelsea's going to put up.
They've dropped Enzo as well, Chelsea, haven't they? They've conveniently given him a weird suspension. It's a weird one because Cucurella didn't get one, so I'm wondering, and what he said was probably worse. So I'm wondering why they gave Enzo such a big suspension, unless something else has happened behind the scenes. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to get into the realms of conspiracy, by all means. But obviously, look, in terms of how they've been performing, I just don't feel like a Man City going in with this sort of momentum. I don't think Chelsea's going to really be there to stop them. Obviously, I'd be happy if I'm wrong. But yeah, from what I've seen, just going from what's happening right now, rather than sort of speculation, if you will, just going from past experiences. But yeah, in short, yes, I feel it's going to get to Arteta for sure, and it's starting to creep in now as well.
Well, just before I come to you, JD, these are the fixtures, yeah. So these are the remaining fixtures for both. Obviously, it's not taking into account the cup games. The if obviously FA Cup final could be in there for City, and then you've got additional games in the Champions League that could be in there for Arsenal. But they've got Chelsea away next. I don't personally see them doing anything. Chelsea, I see that being an easy win for City, if I'm being completely honest. And I know you're a bit concerned with the Bournemouth game. I'm not so concerned, but I'll get to why I'm not in a moment. And we've got a few home games on the bounce in between, either side of the City away games. So I'm quite happy that we have it as it goes, to be honest. The Emirates has been pretty good to us, actually, this season. JD, when you look at that, do you see much difference in the running between those two teams?
I wouldn't say a major difference, but I'd say Man City probably have a couple of tricky fixtures in there, potential banana skins. Arsenal, you lot are playing pretty much everyone that has nothing to play for, apart from West Ham. Like I can't see anyone has anything to play for.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You don't want those teams, man. Those teams down the bottom are not the teams you want to be playing right now, or teams pushing for Europe as well. And there are. I don't see a massive difference. I agree with you. What do you see? How do you see it playing out? Do you see this being the momentum that City need, or are they going to be able to translate their cup form into their league form? Because their league form has been they've been stumbling in the league quite a bit, to be honest.
Honestly, I'm gonna put my biases aside, okay? But at this stage of the season, City do tend to go on a run, or they do pick up pretty much maximum points in it. So if you are going to win the league, you have to do the same. Looking at your fixtures, West Ham away, tricky one for you lot. Palace seems to perform against you lot, like generally, like they'll give a decent account of themselves. But your home games look pretty much home runs, So
I mean, Newcastle could probably be a bit tricky in there, to be fair. They've always
not
been.
The Emirates. So James's part, I don't see it at the Emirates.
Wait, yeah, Newcastle, you got them at home though, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, but I still feel Newcastle could be the way that they are physically could be something that could come into play. But again, it's just from what I've seen. I know we've done well against Newcastle in the last sort of couple of matches, but just real quick, sorry, Buck. I mean, you're saying Man City's cup form, but in all honesty, the last two games they played league teams, right? They played us, they beat us, they played Liverpool, they smashed them. So, it could just as well translate into the league. And I obviously hope that is not the case. But yeah, it's just from what I've seen from City, yeah, this could be their run. This could be the beginning. Like beating us in the final could be the beginning of their run.
This is what I was going to come to. I've heard this all season, and JD, you'd have heard me say this a million times. This run that I've been hearing about all season, I told everyone, City ain't doing this run. This City is not the City of old. It's not that City. This is a group of players. A lot of them have just come together. I think from next season, when they've had a pre-season together, they've had more time to play together. They've more time to get their head around Pep's ideas, if Pep's still there next season, that is. And I think that next season, yeah, but this season, I don't see it. And I've called it and I've been right every single time so far. City will still drop points this season. I'm not saying we won't, but City will as well. I can tell you. So that's what gives me a bit more confidence in the league. Yeah, they beat a couple of league teams in the cup, but it's still a one-off cup game. You approach those games differently because it's a one-off game. In the league, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see them having a run. And, the thing is, okay, look at it like this. If we beat Bournemouth and then we go to City next and City fail to beat us, and I'm not talking about, we have to beat them or whatever. Even a draw is a bad result for City. I'm not saying we go in there and go for the draw either. I'm not saying that, even though Arteta's done that before. I'm saying that's a bad result for City. If we win against Bournemouth, draw against City, for me, it's a wrap. I don't see how they get back into it after that. I think there's more pressure on them. People keep saying the pressure's on us. We need to stop looking at it like that. The pressure is not on us. We're the one with the cushion at the moment. It's up to City to close that gap.
But are they under pressure this season? Because, they've never really been favourites according to, the majority of punditry out there, even though obviously they've talked crap about Arsenal all season. They have obviously put us as favourites. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why City can go on this run. Maybe they were like, well, do you know what? There is no pressure on us.
This is the other thing. I don't get that. We shouldn't be favourites. We should have never been favourites. In fact, Liverpool were favourites at the beginning. It's
They
only
were, yeah.
when people are seeing what we've done that they try and call us favourites. I'm not having it. If we win the league this season, we've won it not being favourites because we weren't favourites. I didn't even have us down winning the league at the start of the season. I said Liverpool. Do you get me? And you know, City are always going to be in the mix as well. So we were never the favourites, but they've tried to now call us the favourites, the best team in Europe, the best team.
It's a bit much. I get that, but don't get me wrong. Like I'm not under that impression at all. By the way, like it's not. I do not agree with what's been said. It's just let us do our own thing first of all. You know, let's see how the season plays out. I hate this whole their favorites or pressure and all this stuff. It's like it's a league. It's a league for now. They've made this Premier League season this sort of dramatic event. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, Arsenal and everything, everyone out there in the social media sphere, everyone's talking about Arsenal and stuff. It's like, why? Well, what's really different from Man City or a Chelsea being up there? Like, in a way, do you know what I'm saying? It's just the agenda and the narrative about Arsenal or against Arsenal. That's why it's gained so much traction. You know, it's just a normal Premier League season when you actually think about it. You know, so like I said, I don't agree with all this favorites and stuff, but it's just we have been a bit more consistent than the rest. That's fair to say, right? We've been a bit more consistent than the rest.
Yeah, that's it. We've been getting results. For me this season, I've been there under the Wenger era. And I'm not talking about when he first came. I'm talking about the era where we were playing absolutely outstanding stuff and winning nothing. So I've been there and done that. Now for me, this is about results. I don't care how we get it, by hook or by crook. I don't care how we get it. So
I agree.
Sometimes you could be annoyed coming away from a game and that was a bad performance. But at the end of the day, you got to step back and think, hang on a minute, we just need the points right now. And that's where I am at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
I agree with you. In the words of JD, I don't care if we stink the place out every week to the end of the season. I don't care.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue with that.
Actually, I'm looking at you lot some previous results. And you have been pretty consistent, unfortunately. I mean, the only 2 games I've seen you drop points recently are Wolves away and Brentford away. Apart from that, you've been pretty much winning everything. So hopefully that luck starts to run out and you start to drop a few more points. And
I'm still hoping for
Man City going that run that you say is not happening.
Well, it ain't happened so far. I've been hearing it every time we draw, right? Not even lose. Every time we draw, all you hear online, is this City are going to go on, and then you're like, why aren't you talking about that? And people tend not to. They just focus on our results. But I suppose that's price of being top in it. You know what I mean?
It gets clicks and views, my friend. No one's talking about Man City. No one ever talked about Man City, and no one will ever talk about Man City with any trophies. They could win quadruples. No one will ever care about it. And let's just face it, that's just the way it is. You've got to be Arsenal to get those views, man.
Even at Man City at the Etihad, no one talks about Man City.
Exactly.
You got to shout because there's about 10 empty seats between you and the next person.
It's unbelievable, like the sort of average age of their fans when the camera pans through. It's like, damn, you're all like 21 or something. Like, do you know what I mean? It's
new
crazy,
fans. It's like Chelsea. I've seen Chelsea go through it as well. All their new fans.
Shiny plastic, absolutely.
We'll move on to the Champions League. Yeah. So Champions League, we've got tomorrow. We've got Madrid and Bayern. I'm gutted that both of my teams that I like, because I like Madrid. I love Arsenal the most, obviously, that's my team, but I've got a soft spot for Madrid, and they play on the same day, which is a bit gutting. So they're at home to Bayern, and they're at home to Bayern, and then you've got Sporting versus Arsenal at Sporting, which I will be doing a watch along for if anyone wants to tune in. You're out driving, can't catch the game, I'll be watching and commentating and commenting on the game. It'll be more interesting than TalkSport, man. Trust me. So those 2 games are tomorrow, and then we've got on Wednesday we've got Barca via Atleti, which I don't think is a straightforward game for Barca. I'm just saying, and PSG versus Liverpool. So we'll start with tomorrow's games. We'll start with the Madrid and Bayern game. JD, Madrid v Bayern at Madrid. Who you got and why?
At Madrid, it's one of those. It's a hard one to call. It's 50-50 because obviously Madrid at home are pretty phenomenal, but Bayern defensively solid. So Low scoring Madrid win, I think.
Low scoring Madrid win. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Larry?
1-0 or 2-1.
I mean, both teams have got the capability to score goals, and I think that's what's probably going to happen. I think they're going to give us a proper Champions League showdown. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be maybe like a crazy 4-4 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Just I can see it because they've got like amazing players, and again, the amazing European players as well who've proven themselves. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna edge it on Bayern. I'll be honest. I'm gonna edge it on Bayern. Like I said, maybe like a 4-3 Bayern, like that type of stuff. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Champions League nights.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
just
well, considering like we've both gone in completely different directions, it'll be interesting to see who's wrong and who's right there.
That'd be a fun one.
We'll run it back. We'll run it back, man.
YouTube
I feel like I feel like if anyone's gonna knock Bayern out, Madrid can knock them out. Madrid, I don't know what it is with the Champions League of Real Madrid. They always seem to find a way. So I'm going to favour, and I know it's a bit biased, but I'm going to favour Madrid, and I'm going to say Madrid go out and win it 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 win for Madrid. Yeah. I'm going to go 3-1 win for Madrid. I swear Mbappe's back now as well. Listen, I'm going 3-1. And I reckon Mbappe gets a hat-trick. There we go.
Listen, Madrid are good.
Wow. Very good.
Madrid are good, but you see the thing is, like, you see with Bayern adding a player like Luis Diaz, like, because he works so hard, he's good going forward and he's good defensively. I can't see like Mbappe getting much joy in this game. I mean, Mbappe is a quality player, but Bayern's team it's so workmanlike, you know. So again, it's going to be an interesting game, but I think it's going to be a very tight, close game though, and I think Bayern will probably knock Madrid out in the second leg at home.
Look, I know we played Madrid last season, but we played Bayern this season. And if I'm being honest, I thought it was easier against Bayern than it was against Madrid. I thought Madrid was a harder game. It took 2 set pieces to beat them. I know that was last season, but they're not much different this season from last season, Madrid, in terms of their players and that. They've got Trent now, but
yeah, and the thing is that the defense. Sorry, Buck. I was going to say the defense is not really the best that's on offer really in Europe. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably why I edge it towards Bayern, because I think the attacking threat for Bayern is probably more than the defense can handle for Madrid. But yeah,
I question Bayern's defense. Upamecano is one of the most overrated centre backs ever. Every time I watch him, he's clumsy. He loses the ball. He's not that good. I've been saying it.
Under pressure.
Mbappe is going to kill him. I'm telling you. Mbappe is going to kill him. I hope
he could embarrass him,
because he wasn't. But I can just see Mbappe having a field day. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. As I say, I'm more speaking with my heart at the moment, and I could be completely wrong. But I'm still going a 3-1 Madrid. Then we've got Sporting v Arsenal. Start with you, Larry. What are you saying for that one? Predictions?
Look, as much as I've been talking some smack about my team in the last couple of days, or maybe last month or whatever, I think we'll win against Sporting. To be honest, I think generally we'll make it through to the next round. That's my sort of feeling with the Sporting match. I don't think I've put too much sort of pressure on that match. You know what I mean? As a fan, it's like, it's almost like I've overlooked it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just felt like with Sporting, it's a team where I know that they can cause us problems, but I feel like we'll be a bit stronger against them. I know we're going to be away from home as well, but I still think we'll come away. If you want to score, by the way, I'll probably say like I don't know, maybe like a 2-1 or something like that to us. I can see that.
Okay. I think if we got Timber, I don't see them scoring. But if if he's back.
Apparently, Timber and someone else is out. Apparently, I heard. I read.
Timber's been out for a. He's been out for.
No. Timber and who are you missing? Is it Timber and Saliba or something like that?
No, Saliba's there. It's Timber and Nkapie.
Okay. Maybe that's what I read. I mean, I read something today.
Okay. What are you saying for the score prediction for Sporting v Arsenal, JD?
Sporting didn't they beat Madrid? Madrid at home, something like 3 or 4-1
Can't remember now, to be honest.
in the groups.
In the group phase.
Yeah.
So you got tipping them to win at home?
No. I'm saying because Madrid had to play in the playoff round, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think Sporting beat them quite heavily. So I mean, I don't think it'll be a walk in the park. I think Sporting could win this maybe 2-1. 2-1. I'm thinking possibly.
I'm going for a brave 2-0 to Arsenal, and I've got Gyökeres to score. I don't know what it is about old players scoring against their old clubs. I want to see if he celebrates, if he does his iconic celebration against his old club. But I don't know what we're just so good defensively in the Champions League, even more so than in the Premier League. We conceded 1 goal the whole tournament so far.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we have our full strength backline, then yeah, I don't think Sporting is going to be much against that. But if we have like sort of even like Mascara, yes, he's had a few good matches, but then he's also had a few bad matches. You know what I'm saying? And the FA Cup was prime example of that. So if that's the case, maybe he is a different player in Europe, and maybe he could prove me wrong as well. But yeah, it's sort of depending on the back line really. Midfield, I feel like if Rice and Zubamendi are back and healthy and starting the match, I think I'd be more comfortable, confident as well going into it, thinking right, yeah, obviously we've got our players there. But it's always the case with the front line, man. It's always been the case with the front line for many seasons, not just this season, but many seasons. As I talk about with Stevie all the time, that's something that has to improve more than it sort of seemingly has.
Our front line is dead front line.
See, I was trying to be like polite and stuff,
Nah.
But you're right. You're right.
Dead front line, bro. If not for our defense, we'd be in trouble.
Where's Trossard? Is he injured or something? I've not seen him for a couple of weeks. Where is he? Injured?
Yeah, he limped off, didn't he? I think the last league match, I believe.
I hear he's back for tomorrow's game though.
So, but if he's not back, Martinelli starts on the left for you. If there's no Trossard, right?
Martinelli, Arsenal's worst player. That I'm officially giving him the Arsenal's worst.
In Europe
player
is different.
Martinelli.
In Europe is a different guy, man. I like him in Europe. I'll be honest. I think he sort of soaks it up. But it all depends on sort of what feeling he's walking out of the tunnel with. If he's like, oh my god, I'm scared, then yeah, obviously you're never going to get the best of Martinelli. But if he wants to take the team on his back, he can do that.
Sorry, actually, I didn't get to speak about the Barcelona game. Sorry to jump back to this.
I'm coming to Barca. Oh,
sorry.
No, it's fine. I haven't skipped it. That's tomorrow. That's why I come to. All right, we'll talk about that now.
Okay.
Barcelona via Atleti at the Camp Nou.
Yeah, no, because
Atleti got the home leg, second
because
leg.
You mentioned something earlier. From what I saw, over the 2 legs against Tottenham, Atletico Madrid are not impressive, not at all. And
they got beat by Barcelona. They got beat by Barcelona over the weekend, so 2-1.
What was okay? They
were 1-0 up, by the way. So they lost 2-1.
I think Barcelona win that comfortably.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially at the Camp Nou. I mean, Barcelona. I can see them running right. Marcus Rashford in that Barcelona.
He's doing all right there, isn't it?
He
doing
looks
all right there, bro.
He's starting to
We should have brought him. We should have brought him in, by the way.
Do you know, if we did, all you would have heard is Arsenal fans complaining about it. I guarantee you.
I don't know, man. I know, but I think he's a good player, man.
He's a good player. I just think it went a bit sour at United, and we all know that United were not being coached properly. We know that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? But yeah. Do you know what? I was saying maybe Athletic could do something. Sorry, you're not convincing me otherwise.
But Could you imagine Rashford in this Man United team under Carragher? He'd be on a tear. I'm glad he's in Spain. He's not the Premier League's problem at the moment, man. Because Man United might be a bit closer to you lot, if.
Never know, man. Never know on that left-hand side. Yeah, you never know. He could be, and yeah. Listen, they might want him back because it's only a loan, isn't it? So I hear he wants to stay at Barca, which you can understand. And I hope he does well there, man. I hope he does. He's a good player, man. It's just a shame what happened at United.
I can't see him staying at Barca. I don't think he will stay there. I think the financial instability and these guys buy players every season and can hardly register them. So I can't see Rashford staying there permanently. I think he'll be back at United next season, personally.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I hope that's not the case, to be honest. Because, like I said, it's a shame to see a good player go to waste. And I don't know. Maybe Man United Man United maybe don't really fit him in. And look, like I said, for us, he plays on the left. We need a left winger. He's a good starting player. Like let's
I would hate to
make
see
it make
that
sense,
happen.
man. Make it make sense, man. Do you know?
I would hate to see that happen.
I
That would
hear
disgust
that Arteta likes him as well. I hear. I've heard that before because I heard about rumors about interest before, and I was reading that Arteta apparently does like Marcus Rashford. I'd take him at Arsenal.
Yeah, 100%. He'd start over Martinelli and Trossard. By the way, he's my starter if that's the case. But sorry, Buck, real quick on the fixture Barcelona Athletic. So I'm just reading a stat there, which is crazy. Last 25 meetings, Barcelona have won 17 and drawn 8 at the Camp Nou against Atletico Madrid.
Oh dear. Okay, looks like a Barcelona win.
Just keep that in mind, by the way. So.
All right, let's go with Barcelona as well. You've both convinced me. You put good arguments.
Stats don't lie, apparently. Stats don't lie. They're everything. So,
well, and Spurs have just played them as well. I know we played them in the group phase, but I think they're maybe.
Listen, they were not impressive.
Yeah,
they were not impressive. Really, Alvarez is a good striker. I can't see him being there next season. But apart from Alvarez,
he's our guy. He's our guy, JD. Let's not even discuss it any further. Let's just leave it at that. He's our guy. All right, we're all going out to get him. We're bringing him here in a suitcase, whatever.
But you just bought Lloris. I mean, why did you want Alvarez, man? Like you got
Alvarez.
He's an improvement. He's an improvement.
Alvarez will play a bit deeper, and Erdegaard will be out. See you later, mate.
Hey, dreams come true.
Right, next one with the G versus Liverpool. PSG got the home leg first, so they got to go away to Anfield. Is this set up perfectly for Liverpool in Europe or what?
Nah, because Liverpool had the same thing. Listen, I'm sorry, Stitches, but Liverpool had the same thing last season. They played PSG away last season, first leg, second leg. It made no difference. This season, I mean, under slot Liverpool, just a complete shambles, and I see them getting brutalized. I mean, this can be biblical at the Parc de France tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or it's Wednesday, right?
Anfield, it's at Anfield.
No, the first leg. Oh, first leg. No, the first leg's in Paris.
Is it first leg in Paris? Oh well, in that case, then it's going to be a demolition. I think. Yeah. I feel PSG are going to smash them. So.
Just got a comment. 1629. Damn this shit business. I know what exactly you mean, man. You might have to send another one to give us some context. Thanks for the comment, though. Yeah, man. I don't know. Listen, you know what it is, yeah. That was Liverpool can. I'm not going to say they can't do something because it's Champions League. They've got Champions League pedigree. But it's PSG, innit? I don't know. I'm gonna go for a PSG home win, but not a win that kind of puts the tie to bed. I'm gonna go for like a 2-1, 3-1. I'm gonna say 2-1, and then it just make the Anfield game a bit more exciting. So I'm gonna go 2-1 PSG.
See, the thing is with PSG, like PSG can be got at because their defense isn't great, and even when Tottenham played them in that game, like I mean, they didn't look amazing to me. But I just think Liverpool's players are just tired of Slot. And I just think they want him out. And I can't see their players like performing. I don't think Slot's got the tactical nous to set up a team in a way to go and get a result away in Paris. Yes, they won the league last season at a canter, but he had I don't know, man. I just think first season, like the players are more into it, and this season has been found out. So I see Liverpool getting annihilated, personally.
Okay, so we're going for a Liverpool annihilation. Scoreline?
4-1.
4-1. Okay. Larry, how do you see it?
I feel like I think PSG will dominate, but I don't think the scoreline is going to be anything like 4-1. But I'm thinking something like 3-2 to Paris. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be them comfortable, but maybe Liverpool sort of sneaking one in, like from a corner or something like that, like a Konate header or something. And you think, oh, for God's sake, that's how I imagine that match. It's like, oh, really? That's the way I'm looking at it. But yeah, 3-2 PSG, and I do think they are a brilliant team, and one of their players particularly should be number one sort of target for us for next season. To be honest, in Kvaratskhelia.
I know exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
that he is, for me, forget Alvarez, by the way, like he is like the one and only
I'm
target.
confused.
Listen, the rumors as well.
Stop. I'm
just
confused as to I'm confused as to why you don't think Arsenal can sign these players. Like these players don't join your club.
Hold
Like,
on,
you
we're
don't
not
buy these
Tottenham.
players.
We've got a record. We've got a record
Wait.
and a past history of signing these types of players. We're not you.
Like,
Okay?
can I just put it this way,
What?
right? You know, there's like blockbuster movies, then you got B movies. That's where Tottenham sit. Do you know what I mean? They're like the B movie of North London, really.
Okay. All right. So you got a track record of signing these kind of players. Name names. Who? Name, please.
Look,
Aubameyang,
it's-
Ozil, Alexis Sanchez.
Aubameyang?
And you can go out. Yes, Aubameyang was one of them players.
Aubameyang was a brilliant striker.
Hang on.
What?
Apart from his last season for us,
Aubameyang was
You brought
brilliant.
Aubameyang from
Almost-
Dortmund. Wait, you brought
hang
Aubameyang
on,
from
hang on.
Dortmund.
It
You brought
doesn't
Aubameyang
matter.
from Dortmund,
It
and
doesn't
before
matter.
that, it was
It
at
doesn't
Saint
matter.
Etienne. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
and
Like, you don't buy these players.
Lewandowski was at Dortmund when Bayern bought him.
gosh.
So because he was at Dortmund, that makes a difference. So when
I'm talking
when-
about you
Haaland-
don't
Haaland
buy
was at
players.
Dortmund.
Listen,
Haaland was at
listen,
Dortmund, by the way.
Lewandowski was at
Listen,
Dortmund.
okay, stop. Okay, let me rephrase this so you
Bellingham
can
was at
understand
Dortmund.
it.
Don't be shitting on Dortmund, man. Don't be shitting on Dortmund.
Listen, let me make this real simple and plain because support Arsenal obviously affects you like cognitively. Now, okay, you lot do not buy players who are in the first team from elite clubs. Like they don't leave these clubs to come to Arsenal.
Mesut Ozil, Cristiano
He was on
Ronaldo
his way out
himself.
because
No, Cristiano
didn't want him
Ronaldo
to go.
himself
Yeah, didn't want him to go.
even
he
tried
didn't
to
want him
stop
go.
the move happening.
Exactly.
Okay,
Real Madrid wanted to sell him. He was on his
You've
way
asked the
out.
question. You've asked the question. Let me
Alexis
answer the
Sanchez got
question
pushed
before you
out.
keep
Like
talking.
you lot don't
listen.
go there and buy their first team
You
elite
asked
players.
the question.
That doesn't happen.
Now let me answer. You asked the question. Now let me answer. Okay, thank you. So it doesn't matter if they're first. You're talking about that elite player, yeah. Elite players like Aubameyang, like Ozil, like Alexis Sanchez. You can go further back and you can look at your Bergkamps, your Henrys, your Vieiras, etc. We sign big players. Tottenham don't sign big players. You signed Jurgen Klinsmann in like what 94? That's your only big signing ever in your history. And he was coming to the end of his career.
Les Ferdinand, like what are you talking about? Like big players, man.
He's
They were
putting
big
them in the
players.
same breath, bro.
B movies, B
Being a Spurs
movies,
fan, definitely messing
Anyway,
with you.
B movies.
Anyway, Les Ferdinand.
Low budget.
Anyway,
He's
you
a
can
poor
say
man's
what you
Ian
want,
Wright.
okay?
We know that.
Listen, anyway, you can say what you want, but like I said, you do not go to these clubs. You don't go to those elite clubs and buy first team players. And you mentioned the left winger with the long name. I can't mention. I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to try.
Kavash
He
Kelly,
ain't
man.
going to- That's the one. It's not going to Arsenal. Not happening.
Okay, JD. Look, I understand what you're saying. Like, definitely, I understand because, like, for example, if we don't win anything this season, for argument's sake, yeah, you're right. We're not going to get any better players. We're probably going to lose the best players that we have. However, if we do go win a Premier League, for example, and we look strong in the Champions League, like potentially reach a final, then yeah, these players can see the sort of the future of the club. You know, all they're going to do is strengthen the club.
Listen,
if that happens, but I get what you're saying,
not
though.
getting to the final. You are not making the final. I'm telling you.
I mean,
if you don't get past Sporting,
it was hypothetical for sure.
next, right?
Of course,
I'm saying,
yeah,
like,
Barcelona.
If Barcelona. I
No,
need Barcelona. I
no,
need
no,
Barcelona to shut this shit down.
No.
Shut
I'll
it
tell you
down.
now. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. You see, if we play Barca, there's other teams in the Champions League I think have got a better setup to knock us out than Barca. Barcelona are a small team that are not going to compete with us physically. First of all, set pieces are going to.
That's what Newcastle said. That's what Newcastle said.
No, we're not Newcastle. We're not Newcastle. So that's the
Come
first
on,
thing.
man.
We're not
Come on,
Newcastle.
man.
Get out,
Come
man.
on,
Get out-
JD.
get out
I'm
of
just
here,
saying.
man.
I'm just saying. Like,
Come on, man.
Listen, I'm not saying
Who's dealing with
Gabriel?
Gabriel? Who's dealing with Gabriel and Saliba on corners for Barca? Who's even going to deal with them?
Kubasi.
They're a small
the
team.
guys, yeah, the
They're
guys
gonna
shorter
get
than my
bullied.
wife, man.
They're going to get bullied, bro.
Is
I'm telling you
that
now.
your banking
I
on?
will
So-
deal with them the same way we
you-
dealt with Real Madrid when everyone said the same
Look,
thing that you're saying now.
Hold on, JD wants to bring in the corners, right? I know he's going to bring in the corners right now. But I'll be honest with you. If we win two legs, with corners, I don't care. I don't care.
No, I don't care.
I'm in the final. We don't care.
Goal's
I'm
a
just saying.
goal for me.
Never forget about corners, mate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love corners. What are you talking about?
Okay, so are you both now banking on corners then? Is that what you're banking on?
I don't know.
Okay, no, wait. So
I'll take any goal.
Like,
I'll take
what is this?
penalties.
What is this?
I'll
Why
take corners. I'll take own goals. I
Avon or
don't
Stringer Bell, yeah?
care.
It's
I've
not
told you
even.
that a million times, bro.
Avon
No,
or
This is
Stringer.
not new.
JD,
This
it's
is
not.
not new information. I've
Are
said
you-
it
it's
all
not-
season. I don't care how we score. I love it. In fact, because it pisses everyone off, I want more. In fact, I hope we score a corner in every game to the final, bro, just to piss everyone off. I love it.
I think the way that obviously it would all depend on how Barcelona are set up. If we can't break through them, then yeah, look, corners are part of the game, man. They're part of the tactics. And there's no way any Arsenal fan or player is going to apologise for scoring from corners. By the way, if Tottenham were doing the same thing, we both know. Sitting here, I know I've just made it to the. I know I've just made.
Let me add to that. Tottenham are doing the same thing because aren't your top goal scorers both centre backs? So don't tell me about corners.
Because of corners.
You need corners as well. Without
we're
them,
not even the highest scoring.
Relegation free, bro. I'm telling you.
We're not even highest scoring corner team anymore. Like, you know, I think is it Spurs or United that took over us or something
United,
like that?
I think Man United. Now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, look,
Man United fans won't care either.
Of course they won't. And look, the funny thing is, you don't hear them anymore, do you? But beforehand, you did hear them. But as soon as their team changed tactics, they're like, "Oh, this is working now. We're getting goals now."
Okay, Avon and Stringer. You say, like, I want my corners. Yeah, I want my
corners. Yeah, you know that.
Put me in the corners all day long, mate. All day long.
Quinn number 3. Hey, that's what you saying, bro. Thank you for the message. Listen, for me, I've said it all season. You're never ever gonna hurt me by saying what you rely on the corners. Yes, I am. There you go.
Goals.
I say it with chest, bro. I don't care.
Goals.
Anyway, like I said, man, I need Barcelona to shut this shit down, Mister. I guarantee 2 trophies.
Nah, listen.
Yeah.
Let me listen. I said that on pod, so let me retract on pod. Yeah. Sometimes, listen. I ain't a machine. Sometimes I make mistakes, and I might have said that I guarantee 2 trophies. I'm gonna have to retract that statement because I don't see us winning 2 trophies.
I just want to go on record and saying I'm new to this stream, so there's no way anyone's heard me say that. So. But
I have to say though, JD, you also made a statement. We won't get relegated. So let's see if you have to retract that.
That's
oh
good.
No, we won't, man. No, we won't. Anyway, so are you
moving on
guaranteeing
quickly?
No. So are you guaranteeing 1 now? Are you guaranteeing 1?
Yeah, one.
Or you guarantee it? Yeah.
For me, I think the Premier League definitely. I think
Signed it off. Signed it off.
I'm guaranteeing the Premier League. Champions League, I'm a bit less confident. Just because. Man. I've seen us.
Pep needs to do this for me, man. I'm telling you.
I told you, my ideal season is Arsenal win the league and Tottenham get relegated. That for me is the perfect season.
Listen.
But also, we'll just take the league and don't care about Tottenham either. So, you know.
Bro, listen, yeah.
No, I need to deal with this guy. I need them to go down.
You better pray you don't win that league. I'm telling you, I will be shameless.
You better pray you stay up.
I will be shameless.
You better pray you stay up. Bro.
I will sit here in a Man City shirt.
Let me explain this.
Shameless.
Let me explain
but
everyone,
you're a Tottenham fan. You're a Tottenham fan. You always support Man City, don't you? You know what I mean? You always support Man City, don't you?
Let me explain this. Well, you know, I've always liked Man City, yeah.
Let me explain this, okay? Us going for the title with a Man City, and we know what City have been like in the past, chasing us down, is a problem, but it's a good problem. You lot fighting relegation is a problem, but it ain't a good problem. So let's not act like our issues is the same. Let's not try and act like our statements are the same. If we don't win, we don't win. Okay, we finish second. Haha. You don't win, you go down, bro. You get
B movies. I told you, B movies.
Z-listers. You get me? But
so
anyway,
Michael J. White type shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You get me? And speaking of Shite Heart Lane and the toilet bowl, we'll come to Romero next. Romero's dad coming out in the press talking about his son's got a release clause between 50 and 70 million, basically putting his son in the shop window. What do you make of that statement? Because for me, if Romero hasn't okayed it, I don't think his dad comes out and says that. I think Romero's kind of said to him, listen,
but I mean, I don't really care either way. I mean, like whether we stay up or not, Romero's gone. Like, even if we stay up, I don't see him being at the top next season. So his dad coming out and saying that makes no difference. As long as we get the money from him and we move him on, fair enough. We've got Vuskovic to come in. Vuskovic, adequate replacement. So yeah.
But it should bother you because there's been a lot of players shit on your club lately, man. You know, you got Romero coming out saying what he's saying. You got dissent from your other centre back, Van der Ven. He don't look like he wants to be there either. You know what I mean? That, like, surely you have a bit of pride. You don't want people shitting on your club. It pissed me off if one of my players said it. And we've had it in the past where players like Nasri have come out and said things. Van Persie's come out and said things. And, you know what I mean? This is your club, innit? You can't act like you don't care. Especially when you see the performances these guys are putting in this season. For me, this is me talking as an Arsenal fan. Hold up. This is me talking as an Arsenal fan. Romero should shut his mouth and get on with his job.
It wasn't Romero's his dad.
Do you think he ain't okayed it? There's no way his dad just does that off his own back.
Okayed it or not, it doesn't matter. Like, well, who controls what their dad says? Really, like he okayed it. Like his dad.
He definitely okayed it, man. I never heard a peep from Romero's dad until now. So don't act like he comes out and gives the press. He comes out and gives the press news. He's trying to anchor a move for his son, mate. That's what he's doing. We're not stupid, you know what I mean? We can see that.
But
it could be,
Romero should come out and retract it then if he ain't said it.
Listen, but it doesn't matter because everyone knows he's leaving in the summer anyway. Like the club don't really want him around. So,
I mean, okay, but if they're going to get rid of him in the summer anyway, then probably there was no reason for his dad to say that. If it was just his dad, you know what I'm saying? So it must be Romero going, well, look, let's just put that out there. This is the release clause. I mean, is that even part of the contract? I don't know. I mean, again, like Buck said, if it wasn't true, then Romero could come out and just be like, right, okay, well, that's not true. I'm sorry about that. You know, it's a mistake, whatever. But the fact that he's being quiet about it, it could have a little bit more to that story, you know what I mean? Like where Romero's not pushing. For a reason. There's no way exactly. It's a bit naive to think that Romero doesn't know about it, you know, or didn't okay it sort of thing. I feel like I tend to agree with you, Buck, but like again, it's not even an Arsenal thing. It's just from a Premier League player type situation. You know, get on with your job because you are fighting relegation. Like, what if your concern is that you don't want to be here next season, and don't want to help the club be in this league? Then yeah, by all means, you should be benched. There's no reason you should be playing any matches. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how good you are, you should not be playing any matches. Yeah. Your team, you are not in this for you are only in there for the money, essentially.
When you see, you know what it is, bro? When you see a team like Tottenham who should be in the European positions, and you got your squad down where they are at the moment, like I don't want to hear no players or any agents of players or any family members. Everyone, shut your mouth. You
That's a job to
the
do.
rest of your teammates have put that club in that position right now.
Yeah.
So shut your mouth and get on with your job and try and get your team out of that situation. That's for me. That's what I would be worried about if I'm a Tottenham fan, is the fact that these guys don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't care. You know what I mean? And you know what? He should get dropped. I don't know if he has been dropped. He should get dropped without a shadow of a doubt. Even if I didn't have a player who's a like-for-like replacement. If I'm manager, you're getting dropped, mate. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, I think with something of this nature and the situation that Spurs find themselves in, it just doesn't look good that your captain comes out and says this. Captain's dad. Sorry, apologies. You know, if we wanna keep sidestepping the fact that Romero actually said this, but anyway,
it's his word.
So is that? That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But you know, so it will put the club in a very difficult spot, really, because again, what's to stop other players doing the same thing, and then what happens? You know, and then it is a massive crumble. Like, you know, it's not even just the club itself, like sporting club. It's a whole institution. You know, the amount of years and decades and century really that Spurs have been around, you can't, you know, it'll be a shame. And I say this as a football fan, like not from an Arsenal point of view, but as a football fan, it's a shame to see a team crumble like that and that quickly as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And considering and relative to their ambition that they had, you know, with the whole stadium and the events that they're putting on, it's a massive domino effect. It's not just as easy as, we're losing Romero because, well, if the captain's going, shit, I'm going to leave. I'm going to jump ship as well. Why do I need to be here? Why do I need to fight for championship and promotion again? So it creates a ripple effect, which unfortunately, if it's not handled correctly, you will see not just the club be relegated, but you could probably see yourself going down a couple of leagues in all fairness. And we've seen that happen. Leeds, Sunderland, and by the way, and I don't say I don't say that like to take the piss sort of thing. It is something that could potentially happen. It doesn't matter how much money they've invested into the club, into the stadium, and whatever. If it's not there in the Premier League, the amount of money that they'll lose year on year is catastrophic. You know, so
no, you know, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, difference is like Tottenham's situation isn't like a Leeds or a
Of course
or
not.
all
It's
them
not that
other teams
dire. No,
anyway.
it's not. It's not
No,
that
no.
dire.
Reason being, like, I mean, you're forgetting Leeds were in serious, like, financial, like,
Financial problems.
They put a bet
financial
on.
problems.
They put a bet on the
Sorry?
Champions League. They put a bet on the Champions League. That's why they lost all
Yeah.
that money because they didn't qualify.
Mm.
No, I'm not saying Spurs are in that
Mm.
situation. Absolutely not. But a relegation could potentially have a ripple effect of that. So it's a delicate situation for sure, man. Honestly.
It's a hard league,
I mean,
the Championship
listen,
as well.
I hear what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying, but you see, the thing is though, like, even like, I mean, I honestly don't think we're gonna go down. But even if we did, I think, like, now I'd be a little bit more confident in us being able to come straight back up. Reason being is now that we're getting rid of people like Vinay and Lange. So I'm hearing De Zerbi's going to have a lot more power and say in terms of, like, transfers in and outs or whatever, and he's going to have some say in whoever the new sporting director is going to be. So I think the way the club is run is going to change. So that's I'm a little bit more confident in the future of Tottenham. But I really don't think we're going down though. I just don't.
We'll move on from Tottenham shots there because you're looking a little bit depressed.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
It's all good. It's all good. They're still in the Premier League as it stands.
I want to do. Remember last week we did footy errors number 9s. Well, we got footy errors number 10s today. So I'm gonna put an image up on your screen. There we go. So you got the 90s, you got the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. I want you guys to rank where you see each of these going from best to worst. How would you rank these errors for their number 10s? And there are some good players across
That's
this.
a good one. That's a good one. For me, oh, sorry, I don't know how it goes, by the way. I don't. It's sort of who goes first, or
Go for it, man.
for me, I'd probably put 2000s first, 2010s second, 1990s third, and 2020s last. If you're talking just pure players, by the way, like rather than just a name like Maradona, how dare you?
Hold on.
That's the way.
Sorry,
Go on.
wait. Did you say 2000s first?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the players that I grew up watching, man. These set football for me as a football standard. The rest advanced it, but that's like for me that was the pinnacle of my.
I'm sorry. Like in the 2000s. Nah. I mean, I agree with you. The one with Soboslai and that, that's definitely lost. Then no, but I mean, first it has to be 90s, man. Maradona, Okocha, Hadji, Laudrup, Bergkamp, and Rivaldo.
If I had to change it, I'd probably put 2010s first. Messi, Neymar, Kaká, Özil, De Bruyne.
Wait, sorry, Ronaldinho, Zidane, like. Those two are two. It's hard. I mean,
you get me.
Those two
Seedorf. People are not talking about the only man to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs. Seedorf, Del Piero.
Exactly.
Listen.
It's even, actually that one might be first. Actually, that era. No. You know what it is. No, you know what it is. Ronaldinho, Zidane, and Seedorf, and Totti. Doesn't get spoken enough.
Del Piero, man. Don't sleep on Del Piero. Yeah, don't sleep on Del Piero, man.
I mean, yeah, Rui Costa as well. Rui Costa probably could have been swapped for like a Paul Scholes or something, but yeah.
Rui Costa for Paul Scholes? Actually, I don't know. Yeah, you maybe, yeah. That, to be honest, Rui Costa was a bad boy, though. He was a bad boy. He was. But he played at Fiorentina and didn't really do much. So you've both gone 2000s as number 1. So number 1, 2000s.
Yeah.
You said, Larry, you've gone 2010s for number 2, and I'm assuming you've gone 90s for number 2, JD.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tight one. I ain't gonna lie, but you know why I lean towards the 90s? I don't know anyone in this entire list that could have gone to a Napoli and won them the league twice after I don't think they'd ever won it before. And Maradona went there and did that. I don't think that could happen with any other player in this list.
I mean, Georgie Hadji, man, Barcelona. Like, come on, bro, ridiculous.
Laudrup was at Madrid. Michael Laudrup, I don't know how much you guys know about him, was unreal. Not like his brother. This guy was like a Zidane. He was that type of number 10. Absolutely unreal. He didn't go to their Euros, actually. Something controversial happened with him, and he didn't get to go to the Euros that they ended up stinking the place out and winning. But absolutely unreal. Rivaldo, flipping hell.
I mean, our boy Bergkamp as well, like, one of my favorite players of all time. So
it hurts me not to put 90s as number one, but I have to put the 2000s just because of Ronaldinho and Zidane alone. And then you got the others.
Seedorf, man. Seedorf, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Who you got at number 3?
Number 3, that'll be the, was it 2010s? Messi, Neymar, Kaká, Ozil, De Bruyne, Silva. Yeah, that's going to have to be number 3.
And you got the 90s as number 3. And
90s
we've all gone for 2020s. Right, my question.
Yeah.
My question. What has happened to the number 10s these days? They're nowhere near the levels of the number 10s that we've seen in the past. Why do you think that is?
Because football now, it's all about systems, isn't it? So there's
changed, yeah.
you're not allowed to play with that with that individual like creativity and flair, like
free mindset, yeah.
Like like you have to fit a system. That's how it is nowadays. Those players back then could free roles, isn't it? Number 10s, like they could roam around and play anywhere. It's just
you think it's hurt the game?
Definitely. I mean, listen,
the magic because. Sorry, JD, go on.
Because those players are not around anymore, but also like strikers, like nowhere, not like the amount of strikers that's produced nowadays, they're dying out.
Yeah, you would have seen last week, Larry, if you'd have seen it, we did the number 9s last week, and the levels are just nowhere near anymore. Nowhere near.
I'm not surprised.
Listen, like you could pick a standard striker from back in the day, put him in today's football, and he would be unreal. I'm talking like medium players.
Andy Cole would be doing what Haaland's doing
okay,
right
listen.
Yeah.
Okay, no, Andy Cole,
in that system, yeah.
But listen, 2 players that played for like Man City and Southampton, Uwe Rosler and Egil Ostenstad. You put them in today's football and they're banging crazy goals. Like, they'd be ridiculous. And they were playing for like meaty teams.
Forgot about them.
That's what I'm saying. But you put them in any team now, what are they, 60 mil, 70 mil? At least.
Yeah,
for me, the best number 9 that I've ever I loved watching was always Shevchenko. So Andriy Shevchenko for me was like one of the best strikers that I've ever watched. I just feel like the way that he moved was fantastic. But you're right, you don't get that type of player. And I'll be honest, right, the closest player that I could compare is probably Julian Alvarez. When I watch him play, I'm like, oh my god, this guy reminds me of Andriy Shevchenko. Like that's the level that again, you don't get that anymore. And most of it, to be fair, you can even thank Pep Guardiola for it, with his tiki-taka.
I'm not blaming Pep. You know why? Pep's gone and done what he's done. Everyone else decided they were going to try and assimilate that style. They didn't have to do that, but they chose to do that. So it's a collective issue. This is not
It
a
is.
Pep problem.
It is.
Pep
It
had
is.
his
That's
style. That was his style. Everyone else has tried to imitate that. It's a bit like now with Arteta making such a big thing of set pieces. And now everyone else is looking to do big things with set pieces. It's up to everyone else to find their way. But a lot of the time they decide to assimilate. And that's what happened with Pep. So I can't really blame Pep for that style. That was his style. But for me, I don't know. I think the game's dying, man. Like in terms of
to be honest with you, it's before Pep. It's you can't put that on Pep. Do you know when it really started? Like I'd say, that tiki-taka, like it was before Pep. It was when Spain had those players like Fernando Torres, David Villa. It was that era of football where it started to change.
That was Pep, wasn't it? That was Pep 07, 08, 09, 08, 09.
No,
yeah, it was
it
Barca then, yeah.
No,
it was.
It wasn't Pep. That wasn't Pep. Surely it wasn't.
08, 09, that was Pep. When they won
the team were Barca players.
Yeah, he was at Barcelona at that time because they won in 09 or 10 or something. They won the sextuplet or something. They won all 6 trophies available.
Who was it that started playing with the false 9, putting Fabregas in the false 9? That was Pep, weren't it?
That was mad. Yeah, Pep did that first at Barca. Yeah.
And again, that's similar thing that he did with De Bruyne and stuff like that. So it worked for him, and he had great midfielders that did it. Fabregas and De Bruyne, for example, they were brilliant at that job because and again, he saw that where it's like, do you know what? I'm going to just tweak your position rather than move you. I'm just going to tweak your position Like same with, for example, with Eze. If you just let him roam behind that striker, just let him do his thing, man. He'll find his spaces rather than just rather than be rigid with it. So, but yeah, that's Pep. Okay, maybe blame is probably the wrong word because it did provide some entertainment at the beginning, but then it's like, oh, really, 1,002 passes? Come on, really? And so that obviously that became the problem with it. But yeah, not many people adapted against that style. And when you have all the teams trying to do the same thing, it's like, well, who's going to cancel each other out? And then it becomes, sort of low block and all that stuff, So, yeah.
Well, look, what we'll do, we'll try and look for ways to save the game, man. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow with, as I said, a watch along. We're going to be doing a watch along for the Sporting versus Arsenal Champions League game tomorrow at 8 p.m. Tune in for that. We'll be back on Thursday with the Don't Gas podcast as well, where we'll be having more football talk as we do. And we'll be back again next week, same time, 9 p.m. for Don't Gas the Badge as well. Thanks to JD and Larry. Great having you on. Thanks for jumping on as well. And my final message, don't forget to like and subscribe. Easy, it's free. Support Don't Gas. We need everyone's support. So hit that subscribe button and show your love. Appreciate everyone. Peace out, everyone.
Thank you very much, guys.
Come on, City.
These guys, man, these Tottenham fans are shameless.